Om Shanti, good evening. So, introducing you to Sister Mani, and tonight is a special moment for all of you, but also for those who are listening maybe online, and also we don't have too many classes from seniors in English, and speaking to those who have already understood the Murli. And so tonight's class it is being recorded, so all the other members of the group can watch it and understand it and appreciate afterwards. So tonight is a good time if you have also specific questions. The intention was to go into the depth of Baba's Murlis, enjoy Baba's Murli, because we all are sustained by the Murli. And we are living Murlis, right? At the end, you become living Murlis, walking Murlis, speaking Murlis. And if we're flute players, we're all playing the flute. So this is our life, to be embodiment of Baba's Murli. And Sister Mani has been playing the flute for a long, long time. She's a professional flute player. And she also knows how to inspire others to play the flute nicely. And so this is maybe flute class tonight. Teaching the flute, the Murli, the flute of Baba's knowledge. And so Sister Mani has been with Baba for a long time, more than 40 years, and she has seen many beautiful scenes in the family, and has been with seniors who have been telling her many stories about Brahma Baba, about Mama, about the history, how we came to be who we are today. And Baba always tells us, don't forget the days of your childhood. And so sometimes it's good when we are here in Montreal in 2017 to remember a little bit where we come from and what was the original seed that was planted. There was magic in the early days, in the Yagya days, when they had Brahma Baba and Mama. It was magical. There were some amazing things that happened. And I always feel that if we connect with the past, we can also become a better present, because we have to be in harmony with where we come from. So we don't change the flute. We still play the flute, and we still play the same song that Baba has been playing, and we don't need to invent any new song. Baba's songs are beautiful. So Sister Mani is with us. It's a lovely presence. It's nice that we can be together. So let's enjoy, and I'll let you also entertain questions if you have any, but we have time. So thank you.
Finish?
What time do you want to finish? Before midnight will be good. Yeah, usually 8:30.
We have to open the Bhagavad.
Yeah.
Because Bhagavad goes on and on and
I
on
know.
and on.
Stories are always very long. Yeah, 8:30 is good. Finish by 8:30 is good.
Om Shanti. He's a very entertainer.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, Baba says you have to be entertaining yogis, otherwise you get bored. Because knowledge is all about entertaining. And when we are entertained, then life feels easy. Otherwise, we don't want to have this question, Just it becomes that wonderful life. If there is entertainment in life. And of course, we are entertained by Murli every day. Do you feel that? Without Murli, how far we can go? So very, very important. I've been listening to Murli or, reading Murli on a regular basis for many, many years. One of the things I would say that Murli is such, because, Baba was saying about the knowledge and yoga. Day before yesterday, the blessing was so good. If we all have bhavana because we're coming from path of bhakti, and bhakti means bhavana. And so, of course, that's very good. But when we come to Baba, we understand the knowledge, which is very important, very, very important. So Baba was saying that bhavana based on knowledge. So when bhavana is based on knowledge, what happens that in our yoga, we have accurate yoga. And what we feel in yoga, that my connection with Baba, and if it's the right connection, and if it's the deep connection, what is the achievement? So Baba was saying that all the powers will be visible in that particular blessing. So this is where we really have to understand the Murli. And I always say that when we come to Baba, of course, one stage is already prepared, that we are from bhakti background and we have that love for God, we have feelings for God, we have faith in God. But when we come to knowledge, and when knowledge is in there, then we are very, very clear about everything. We are not just working on, as Baba was saying, that the ones who have got bhavana, they will say Baba, Baba, of course, But when the time comes, and I see this, that of course bhavana is very good, and Baba always talks about bhavana, but bhavana based on knowledge, which is very, very important. So when anything comes in front of me, I'm not going to get disheartened. I'm not going to feel sad about anything. Nothing can shake me if it's bhavana is based on knowledge. Because when we have bhakti background, there is so much bhavana. And we see in the path of bhakti that here we have got so much bhavana. And then when something happens, we feel so sad, so disheartened, feel so low. Or if somebody says something or something happens, then because it's just the bhavana. But when we come to Baba, it's based on knowledge. And because it's based on knowledge, lots of power is created. And that's why Baba says that in last week's Murli, it was very nice Murli, last week's Murli. It was mainly Baba was speaking about the knowledge. And what Baba was saying that when we have knowledge, and Baba was saying that when you have knowledge and when you use knowledge, then what happens? That you will never be confused. So sometimes we have confusion in the life even after coming to Baba. So that makes very, very clear that where is the confusion coming from. There is something I haven't understood from the Murli, because everything is there. So I have to get maximum from the Murli, and that's why Baba was last week. It was almost all the Murlis were very much on studies, and of course this week's also. Because of course, up to some extent, when we finish the course, we do understand many things, but experience only comes after listening to Murli. And of course, we love Avyak Murlis because there is some of the things about Avyak Murli very, because again it's face to face to Baba and Baba speaks to us. But if we really see the Sakar Murlis is based on our life. If you really see, because as brother was saying that when Baba began the yajna. And in those days, in the beginning of the days, many things were getting clear. And of course, the way Baba used to speak the Murli, and when they used to listen to Murli, there wasn't any kind of discipline or anything like that in the beginning. But then Baba really wanted everybody to be disciplined, and there were many things in the yajna at that time because it was the beginning of the yajna. And where the yajna started, and many, because they left their home and, they came to Baba, but even when Baba was in Hyderabad, not Karachi, Hyderabad, at that time even, the Murli started. And they were just, such a lost in love. They can't stay without Murlis. And there was lots of bondages, and I know the way they used to pass on the Murlis. In those days it wasn't facilities like today. And I know Dadi Janki was one of them, and Didi was another, and there were many like that. So somehow, I don't know how they were passing from the backyard, from somewhere, through somebody. and it's like, their love letter. And at that time, Murli was just the beginning when many things were not clear. But as they say that it was really, when we listened to Bhagavad, how, gopis were lost in God's love. And Murli was everything to them. They will die, but, they will not give up on the Murlis. That kind of feelings. In the beginning it used to be. And then, of course, you see, one of the method of Baba, that when we come to Baba, and it's very, very clear, that no matter what kind of karmic debts we have, or no matter what kind of sanskaras we have, no matter what kind of, situations we have, bondage we have, and we are very clear where the yajna has come up to now. And it's only my love for Baba and my deep remembrance, because our remembrance is again very, very powerful. Baba says that our remembrance is such that it clears all our karmic accounts. Our remembrance is such that it changes our sanskaras. Our remembrance is such it finishes all the bondages. We all are in the same world, we have bondages, we have karmic accounts, we have situations, we have karmic debts, we have everything. There are no two ways. Some has less, other has more, but it's there. We have our own sanskaras. And so we are very, very clear. And that clarity comes even when we finish the course. We start to see ourselves, where do we have to work on ourselves? And one thing, as I was saying, that when we listen to Murli, I have to take something, because there is everything. There is very clear about how I have to change my sanskaras, how I have to clear my bondages, how I can go above my situations. Everything is there, and we all have, as I said. But even sometimes having listening, such a powerful Murlis, all Murlis are powerful. But sometimes we still feel we are still not moving far. So what to do? What to do? What else? Manmanabhav. What else? You know, it's very, very important. One of the things in the beginning of London Foundation, let me tell you the story. It's a very interesting story. London started in 71. It was Brother Jagdish who really said there should be center now. They were there for 6 months in Sister Janti's home. And before they were leaving, five of them, they said there should be center now. And so 2 rooms, ground floor flat was taken, and then they started in there. And Ratan Moini Dadi came for a year and a half, and she was there, and of course Dr. Nirmala was before that. And so they started, and then after a year and a half, Ratan Moini Dadi left and Dr. Nirmala left, and then Jantiben was very strong about that. If Dadi goes, many suggestions were there, but when it was very clear that Dadi Janki is coming, and when she arrives, I think Dr. Nirmala was there. So she is asking that, how many comes in the morning? Yeah. And she says, no one. Do you get up for Amritwala? Of course, it's there. But who comes for Amritwala? This is cold country. It's very, very cold, so people won't come. And Dadi says, and she arrived quite late, I don't know what time, but she says, early morning, Dadi is going to get up for Amritwala. Dadi is going to conduct the Murli, so you phone whoever you want to phone. And of course, she phoned few, and one brother says, if you phone me and I'll get up, then I'll come to center. But imagine, from the day she came, next day, Amritwala, Murli, and it was an amazing period. Because, she was very determined and very much, they were with Baba, and they know what is the value of Amritwala and what is the value of Murli. It's our life, Where are we going to get maximum strength and, wisdom from? It's from early morning meditation and Amritwala. And then whatever we want, we're going to get from the Murli. And that's why she always emphasizes that never complain about the time. You have time. It's up to you how to manage your time. And somehow, I have been very clear about this particular one aspect, that this is our life. And life means what, You really have to take it in such a way that you want to enjoy your life, you want to enjoy your spiritual life. And as I was saying yesterday, we can't separate Lokik and spiritual life. It's all together, soul and body is together. So how can we separate, this life? We are in this life and we want to enjoy this life. And being with Dadi, and it was such that because what she was talking about, it's just one wants to listen and listen and listen and listen. In the early days, she used to conduct class first and then Murli. but you just want to listen. And class was conducted based on Murlis. And then she was seeing the situation of there. And I know many, they used to have the business which is called corner shops, which starts from 5 o'clock. And then there used to be shifts works. It used to be, it's like a routine thing in England in those days. Now it's all changed. You have shift from 6 to 2, then 2 to 10, and then 10 to 6, something like that. It was 8 hours. And so you have different shifts, and some are fixed on shift work. And when she was looking at that, and I know that is such that, she will make you that you belong to Baba, you belong here, all of them. And in those days, I mean, how many were there who were Kumaris or Kumars or anybody like that? It was family people. And all these family people who had a corner shop, who had shift works, she stopped them. She says, find another job where you cannot miss the class. Find another business or go to a job where you can attend Amritwala and Murli. And really, she used to give classes on those two aspects, that Brahman means what? That Amritwala is the first. We get maximum. And if we really, I know that when we are working or when we have business, it's a tiring thing, you have to use your intellect, you have to use your energy. But we have to manage our time in such a way that in between, somewhere, even half an hour, 40 minutes, really lying down in Baba's remembrance, and not somewhere, even when you come from work or, somewhere. We have to find that. Otherwise, body has got its own limits. We know that. And if we take that at least an hour, I would say, quality of time, and really lie down and give the rest to the body, give the rest to the mind, And that's very, very important if we really want to have a really good Amritwala and something from the Murli. If we are tired, what kind of Amritwala will be that? If we are tired, what are we going to get from the Murli? We will be routine person, but we just want to take so much from Amritwala and from the Murli. So somehow, in our life, work life or family life, whichever, find somewhere that, you have that one particular hour, and one can have it, to be very honest. It's something that I have to see that where my time is going. If I just make this particular, that if I get 1 hour when I'm coming back home or whatever I'm doing in between, if we are at home, it's okay to take 1 hour nap, So what's going to happen? It's like, because body also has to be in the right shape to do the right things. Otherwise, even we give lots of exercises, evening meditation, 7 to 7:30. So, but of course, as I'm talking about the morning time, and she really mentioned that make your time personal. From 4 to 8, that's your personal time. You don't want to give physically to anyone, and with the mind you don't want to give to anyone. It's your personal time for yourself. And most of them, I would say most of them, they give up those kind of businesses, those kind of work, and really living in the family. And we are Baba's children, and when we become Baba's children, of course, certain things we have to look after our families, and we are living in the world. If we have children, and they should not feel that they are neglected or they're missing out of something. So of course we have to take that in the mind as well. But even then our life becomes very simple. All the extra expenditures, this, that, if we really see our life and people's life, it's vast difference between our life and their life. So of course we have to have enough for our livelihood, and we're living in the society, we're living in the family. So I'm not saying that. But like Baba says that if you're really busy earning that income, and what about this income? This is, as Baba was saying, yesterday, today, income for 21 births, and this is the first birth. And I have to be better off in this birth. I shouldn't be struggling in any way. So when I have this clarity from the knowledge, then I will make my life in such a way that I'm doing everything. I'm looking after everything, whether it's a family, business, whatever, children, But I'm not struggling. Because Brahman life is not for struggle. But it automatically, when we start to follow what Baba is saying, then it starts to happen. So it's very, very important. This is what I want to do. Sometimes what happens, even doing all this, sometimes we feel I'm not moving very far. Do we feel that? Do we feel that?
New ones are flying.
New ones, they are flying. How many are listening? Are they listening now?
How many are in front of the screen?
Okay. No, it's very important. Sometimes we do feel that. And there are many reasons. It's our own, somebody was saying other day that there is no need for me to be sad about anything. Why I'm getting these sad kind of feelings. Why I'm going through this, why I'm going through that. The answer which she came, which I was also thinking about, She says that sometimes from our previous births relatives, sometimes they remember us out of. Sometimes we don't know where is these feelings coming from. There is no reason there should be this kind of feelings. And it made lots of sense. That, even our previous, whoever we were involved with, they still remember, but how they remember us. And I tell you one thing, of course it's nothing to do with the past, but it's something to do with the present birth. Once Dadi Chanki, in her early days when she came to Baba, and she's such a person, she wants to do everything the way Baba wants. And she was after Baba. She says that, why I'm feeling like this? I'm with you and I have, gone through a lot to be just with you, and now here I am in front of you and I don't have yoga. What's happening to me? Why I'm feeling like this? And because she was on and on and on and on. And then Baba was thinking. And then Baba came with the answer. Brahma Baba came with the answer. He said that of course you want to remember Baba, but your Lokiks, they have received so much happiness from you, and they have attachment with you. And out of attachment, they're missing you, and they're remembering you. That made lots of sense. And so the yukti which Baba gave to her, Baba said that you have such a quality of remembrance that they don't remember you now anymore. And now that's something, you know. And from that time onwards, she worked on that they shouldn't be remembering me, you know. And so Baba says that there are many things involved. I mean, imagine we have gone through full cycle, and you know how many souls, even previous birth we were connected with, in this birth we are connected with. So many things involve. But of course Baba says there is only one medicine, and that medicine is only yoga, and medicine is the powerful yoga. In order to make really powerful yoga, I have to take a lot from the Murlis. And that's why one of the things, even now, you know, I mean, she comes with a very fascinating things from the Murlis. When she came to London this time, and although her state was such, she wasn't well at all. Not well at all means not well at all. And then, even in that state, she wants to share her drishti, her company, and we were just, whenever we get chance, we were just, you know, being in that area that whenever she calls us, so we just, you know, be with her. And when she was conducting, and because she couldn't speak, she says, I can't speak, with a very low voice. And when she was giving the drishti, it was amazing drishti, amazing drishti. I mean, I'm giving her example, but we also have to make our drishti such when there is nothing in our drishti, when we are really, really connected with the Murli, when we are really, really connected with Baba. And this is what Baba is saying in the regular Murli, even today's Murli, what he was saying. Connect with me, you know, don't go into anything else. Break your attachments. So when we have that kind of remembrance, you know, nothing, absolutely nothing for anyone. And of course, very good feelings for everyone, as Baba was saying this morning. For everyone there should be good feelings. So when we have, okay, Dadi's Dadi, she is, you know, one of the 8, but we know her, and we're still in the confluence age, and confluence age hasn't finished, number hasn't come out yet, and there is open field, you know, and this is what I was sharing up to end. This is what's going to happen, that the new ones are going to go ahead because of their, you know, interest in Amrutwala, interest in studies, interest in connecting with Baba. And it's going to happen, you know, and we see this all the time. And at one point she says, and that's something, she says, after giving us drishti, she said, I have no thoughts. Now, what is that stage? I have no thoughts. And I've been thinking about that a lot. And you can see that she doesn't have thoughts. And that's the stage of Paramdham, which Baba was saying that when you're in Paramdham.
I didn't get that one. No thoughts.
No thoughts. And you can see that she's just,
She's in Paranam.
it's like state of really silence.
All right. Okay. So when I do the meditation, I'm the Vela. So I'm thought, couple of thought. When they come a couple of thought, then that's then nothing. And I have a good feeling, but I don't have any thought. That's I ask about that question about how it's worked. It's
I'm always
beautiful.
aiming for that in Amritwala Baba. I just want to be in Paramdam. Because that's the only time, we experience Paramdam. But of course, Daddy is Daddy. And she says, I don't have thoughts.
Okay.
It's the state of Paramdam. And early morning, that's only possible that we have no thoughts.
But we talk early morning, like with much of thought we talk, right? But normally, I can't say I don't have a thoughts. We have to have some thoughts. That thoughts connect with the Baba, right? We talk in my mind, inside mind. We talk. Give you a blessing, give you a shakti, give you a power, whatever. It's come physically thoughts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So also we have to have a thoughts. Is it correct or?
Lesser the thought in the morning, better it is. Less as possible. But that again depends. Somebody was really, and Baba was actually, speaking about this not long ago. You may remember that. I don't know whether it was 3 years ago, 4 years ago, very recent Murlis. Baba said, and Baba was saying, one who are living at the centers, Baba says that before you go to bed, and especially, in centers, maybe 2 sisters, 3 sisters, they're living together. And Baba says that, and I see Dadi this all the time, when she goes to bed, it's like absolutely silence. Really, she gets into that state of silence. It's like finish. And finish the day, And Baba was saying that if it's really, really important, then don't talk in the bedroom. Come out of the bedroom. And then if it's necessary, but when you really go to bed, Baba was saying this morning, what happens when you go to bed, it's like soul is tired now. Soul really wants to go above and especially we, Baba, I want to come to you. I don't want to sleep with all sorts of, but mine is such a tricky, it takes us into all sorts of things, what has happened in the past, what has happened during the day. And those are the thoughts actually, whether we are creating during the day or before we go to sleep. That makes us tired actually. Our tiredness actually comes from that. And so Baba is specifically giving the instruction, don't talk when you go to sleep. Go to Baba, finish your business, and then go in. Baba, I'm coming to you. I can say that, but we have to do it. I have a habit to go in front of Baba, no doubt about that, before I go to bed. But really, it's like I am with Baba. I'm going above everything, and I'm going to sleep in that state. And then, when I get up, I'm not going to think anything. Of course, there will be that thought that I just want to go in front of Baba. we shouldn't be even wasting too much time. If we want to drink something quickly, not, giving too much thoughts on that. Just have it. If you want to wash your face properly and really get ready, and of course you are properly, dressed and sleeping, and not dress which you are sleeping with, because again there is a vibrations of that. So nicely, you're ready, you're once it was so funny. I think it was early morning hours. And Dadi was not well at all. She was in Ahmedabad actually. And she felt now she's going to leave the body. And she's just, putting everything right and everything, the dress and everything. And inner feelings was she is going to leave the body. But when she wants to leave the body, she must leave body in a nice way. Hair and everything should be so. She always says that when you go in front of Baba, you're well looked. Somebody look at you, face and everything is not in such a state, So that's very important, that we are alert when we are in front of Baba early morning hours. And then we'll enjoy. We'll really, really enjoy Amrit Vela. We'll look forward to be with Baba. Otherwise, of course, we have habit of routine from Bhakti. So we will go in front of Baba. We'll have 45 minutes of meditation. But what happened in the 45 minutes? So that's very important preparation from the night, Tell you another thing about, because today is the last day of Dadiji, and she has played a great role in our life. And somebody was asking that they're gone, and of course we haven't seen Mama and we haven't seen many others, but they have created their own sanskaras such, it's like they have very deep role in the foundation. And so wherever they will go, of course advanced party souls are not directly BK souls, but in one particular message, it was Mama's Day's message, and I remember very well. And message was that what are they doing in there? And they all are very close by, all these souls from the beginning. And the message was that they have got so much connection with God, so deep connection with God. And their parents are absolutely convinced that these souls are very special souls, and it's godly given children. And so they're very, very special children. And all their activities, it's very different from others. It's not ordinary. And they have set of times, like we have set of times here. It's similar time. They get up early morning hours. They have connection with Baba in the evenings. And when they look at each other, it's like they're connected, although they don't know that they're connected from the past. But they're so much connected. And I was thinking that even they have left, they have so strong connection with Baba, the seed. They are still under the tree. They are connected. Their sanskaras is such. They're taking so much from Baba. And of course, we are the first creation. and we are the closest, when we see the roots. And those souls, because they are very much connected with God, so we are the first one. We still sustained by that. But, entire world is sustained by that. And that's going to be it will become very clearer and clearer as time goes by. And one of the thing about Dadiji, that's the point I was going to make. One of the thing, whenever we used to be, and sometimes I used to be long time in Madhuban, and Dadi Janki's kind of feelings, go to this Dadi and go to that Dadi, go and say good morning and go say good night, and arrange things with Dadis. And when we used to go at night to Dadiji's room, of course she's lying in the bed and Murli's in her hand, and sometimes she wants to chat with us about the Murli. And she used to have little torch and Murli, and so in between she'll get up, because Sister Mohini, little Mohini, who was looking after her, I don't know whether Mohini then was looking after her or Dadiji was looking after Mohini. It was the other way around, because not disturbing her sleep. At night, she used to get up. And she'll read some Murlis and then go to sleep. And then we asked Dadi, how do you go to sleep? Throughout the day, the head of the organization, so many things, is a big yagya, and she's listening, she's giving solution to everything. Whatever goes to her, we know that it will be solved. And many, many things. It wasn't easy to be in that position, or it's not easy to be on that position. And I sometimes think that, what are they doing? But absolutely, it's God's yagya. As Baba was saying today, it was really Dadiji's stage. I'm instrument, and that humility. That was very visible in Dadiji. And Dadis, I would say, of course. But he knows what to do. His children, his yagya. What is my part in this absolutely hero part? And yet, we ask Dadi, whatever has happened during the day, he says, finish. When I leave the Murli here, next minute she's gone. And I say, it's such a nice way to go. No problem. Because things do bother us, what has happened during the day. What's happening around us. But it's such an art. And if we have that kind of thought that I want to create that, that when I go to bed, I am with Baba, I have cleared everything. And then I go with it. Sometimes I have on this particular aspect that we talk a lot about our sanskaras and about our karmic accounts or our situations. Of course it's there. But end of the day, who is going to clear? Are we just going to talk about it? Are we going to do something about it? And the way the Baba's way works, it's like real throughout the day, what I have done. And end of the day, what I have done, I really have to go through that as well. Because I feel that is karmic accounts going to just finish by just passing the time? Or I'm going to do something about it. And I'm going to do on a daily basis something about it. And I'm not going to think too much about my sanskaras and karmic accounts or anything like that, but I know it's there. But what Baba is saying, that what should be in your mind? Like today Baba was saying, your relationship with Baba, was that in my mind, how much that, came in my mind? And that's what we have to increase. When we are listening to Murli, what am I going to increase in my daily to daily situation? I have to increase something in order to decrease something, which is clear my sanskaras, clear my karmic accounts. So something has to happen. And something has to increase on a regular basis. And that can only happen that I create that interest, deep interest, that there is everything in Baba's Murli. Even my yoga, is based on the Murli. Otherwise, if I just get up early in the morning, I will get up. But what is in my mind when I get up? So it has to be based on the Murli, and it has to be deeper aspect of the Murli in my mind at that time. So, as Baba says that, our meditation is not just one type of meditation. Every day is different. Every day is different. It's based on my depth of understanding the Murli. And that's very, very important. The other thing I was thinking, and Baba did say that sometimes we check our day, end of the day, but many things have forgotten. Many things have forgotten throughout the day. It's like looking one's own self from very, very close. Not just end of the day. But I'm not doing it, so I'm not but I'm just saying it does work when we do. And I'm working on it, as I said, that when this traffic control music plays, what is my stage at that time? What am I doing? What I have achieved in that 1 or 2 minutes? Of course, we enjoy morning time. But what happens in those 1 or 2 minutes? Have I gained anything, or I've just, there was things in my mind. I did stop, I did sit, I did observe that, but what was it like? And that's something deep we have to think about. Because one of the things, if we are very much into silence, never mind about, there might be not depth of jnana or anything like that, but just in silence, you will see that we will be very much, maybe not about the thoughts, but if we are in silence, very much we will be control about our words. Really, it helps. Otherwise, our sanskaras is such, it will just jump. It could be any kind of sanskaras of ego, sanskaras of anger, but if we have that, even really physical silence, the silence of the mouth, never mind about the... And I can see that if we use those 1 or 2 minutes, seeing very closely, what am I doing? What has happened in this 2 or 3 minutes, 1 or 2 minutes? It's just 1 or 2 minutes. What has happened in those 1 or 2 minutes? One of the things I really admire the seniors, of course, Dadi's Dadi, but second of them, I was with Sister Moini recently, for 4 days, and I've known her for a very long time. I have stayed with her. And one of the habit of Sister Moini really going into silence, and these days she's kind of doing that a lot. From the past also, but this day you see that a lot, that she just wants to go into that. But being with Sister Jayanti, and I asked her once when I was new, I said that I love Baba's system. And when I get up early in the morning, I'm in front of Baba, but I am gone. I was working and I was very young. And she said that what has helped me in my Amrit Vela, she says that in the beginning, and I did kept chat for some time when I listened to her, she said that for 6 months there was nothing when she was in London. It was just her. Her mom was there and her dad was absolutely against. Against in a sense, I mean, he loved her, but not in Indian. We know that the system when somebody's in white sari. And father cannot bear seeing that. It's not very easy for father to see that if he doesn't understand. Really, it's something. It bothers father, and I can understand both sides. And he just couldn't stand seeing her in white sari. She has to stay there. She can't, you know. And she says, what helped me in those days, I have to be in front of television, which I didn't like it at all. But of course, you know, she's living with her parents now. And she said that for 6 months, she kept chat of 2 hours. And that time it wasn't traffic control or anything like that. It must be 70, 71, something like that. But for 6 months, she kept very close chat, seeing herself, her connection with Baba. And I would suggest for the new ones, sometimes we think, you know, new ones are coming a lot, and then after some period of time, what happened? You liked Murli, you like Baba, you know, you still like it, but why you're not, you know, engaged that much? Because at the foundation time, it's very, very important. And I really closely, when I'm in, as I say, any kind of situation, especially family kind of situation, if I start to work on myself for some period of time, I can see my own foundation, because the beginning was very powerful. And sometimes we still feel that what was my foundation time. And so it goes very, very deep within us. If we do something for a period of time, it goes very, very deep. And because Dadi Janki was very strict and strong on us, our foundation is really, really strong, I would say that. And when we used to go to Madhuban, I also had quite a bit of opportunity to live with Manmohini, Didi Manmohini, you know, the head of the organization. I mean, she's sitting at the front. And then, if somebody is not in the class, it was very visible. Why didn't you come in the class? But where were you? How would you know that I wasn't in the class? If you are not in Amrit Vela, you are not in Amrit Vela today. She used to point out, but with lots of love. Lots of love. And because there was so much love, and Madhuban was very small in those days, everybody was there. Everybody was there because she was there. She was the first student in front of Dadi. You know, like she had a bit limping leg, like dancing. She's going with so much love and intoxication, and sit in the front seat and notes everything. And then another thing she used to do is, we have to go to her and we have to chat with her and chat about the Murli. And she will ask us the question, I'm very, very young. What did you get from the Murli? I'm able to, you know, relate something. It wasn't in my system. But she will ask the question, and then she will say, oh, you are fail. She likes to fail. and there was so much entertaining conversation. And then she'll say, this is what Baba meant, this is what Baba meant. And then she makes win, because Murli used to be very straight. There was no question, there was no essence, it's just 3-page Murli. And then she makes up questions, she makes up points of knowledge, she makes up point of dharana, service. You know, the question and answers which we are reading now, she used to make those questions from the 3-page Murli. She was the one who was really, really going into very depth of the Murli. And so now we have really ready-made food, what they have done. But why I'm saying is, like, when we make our foundation for some period of time, very important, strong foundation, that will last for a lifetime. So this is very, very important. What happens in the beginning, we become very intoxicated. And then once something happens, you know, and we start to kind of see, well, this shouldn't be like this and that shouldn't be like that. Well, I don't want to go. But who is going to lose? Because Baba says this is our, you know, studies. And then after studies there will be exams. And what are the exams? Exam is that, you know, as soon as you go out of here, you go to your families, even amongst Brahmins. It will be our exams. How am I going to behave? What power I need? What point of the Murli I need? What did Baba say in today's Murli? It was there. But did I take that? That it is going to be my exam. And this is the point I have to use. It's there. You know, like Baba said that, many times Baba says that, what is attachment? Did I listen very clearly? Baba did say about the attachment. And when the action which was performed based on attachment, there was suffering. And so what did Baba say today? What attachment does? It brings suffering. Was I listening to that point? It could be any vice, could be anger, could be jealousy. So every day there is that. And we know this is what's going to happen to us as soon as we're going to walk out of here. Here we're listening now, it's nice vibrations, you know. But as soon as we go out, it's our paper, test paper. And this is where we have to pass. So some works is needed in the beginning, at the time of foundation. And when the foundation becomes very strong, things will come, of course, you know, higher things will come. The law about the study is that when you go higher in your studies, the higher exams are going to come. But you know it's going to come, and you know you have done some work on that. And so, because what we have to become, other day Baba says, nothing can shake you. Absolutely stable, unshakable. You know, nobody can shake you. That happens when we do some work within ourselves. I'm talking a lot. I didn't give you a chance to have any question. Do you have any question?
We get a good experience from you. Beautiful. Yeah.
That's a very nice experience. Beautiful. I get a lot of information from Baba. Yeah, myself, I have a good experience about that. It's my yo-yo. I don't want to say my wife. That's a yo-yo?
Yuga.
Yuga. She always have a doubt about the Baba with me. So I tried the Amrita Vela, I tried the Murali, everything. 1 year, last week, we went to the Ottawa. So my grandson went to the washroom, he closed the door. She don't know he's in the washroom. He's 4 years old. She opened the door, then he say, Grandma, why you open the door? She closed the door, she come out. There were two grandma, my son mother, my daughter-in-law mother. He complained about the mother. So grandma come to open the door. So he asked, which grandma? Which one? That's a divine grandma. So my daughter-in-law asked, why you say the divine grandma? Which one? Divine grandma, which one? She have a dog? That's the one. So then she realized, Baba gave me information about me. Yeah, you are in the right position. She cleared this doubt. So 4 years old, my daughter-in-law asked him, why you say that? Divine grandma. I don't know. He said like that. So good experience about that. See, now clear. See,
So,
clear.
confirmation.
Exactly.
Always connection, well, like all the moral ways.
Yeah. You've been coming for some period of time, all of you?
Yeah.
Well, nice to know how long you've been coming for.
2 years.
2 years.
It's 1 year.
You're 1 year. 3 years. Been to Madhuban? Okay. You going?
Yeah. She is
Probably
being
next
called JP and myself.
Okay, when are you going? October.
First meeting.
You're going in October. Oh, good group. What about the others out of the group? I'm sure there will be quite a few.
Yeah, on the way.
No good. Once you go to Madhuban, it's powerful stamp. Very good.
Beginning myself alone.
Then we didn't find anybody with me, so we wait. I already get my visa and everything. So I say I want to go along, so I want a company with me. I say, okay, doesn't matter, I go with my Baba with me. Then I realize she want to start to go. Then Jayanti, then her husband, then Anne Crystal come with us, guiding. Beautiful company now.
Very good.
Yeah, big family now.
Nice time to go. So you'll have very good experience, and it's time, you know. And one of the things I always emphasize that when we go to Madhuban, you know, is that land that many of the things we struggle experiencing here, and of course, you know, we still have drishti of Baba, but Madhuban itself, you know, gives us very, very powerful experiences. And so we get this opportunity for 2 weeks, because we go out of India nearly, you know, more than 2 weeks. You should take that opportunity every year. Not you're going to go now, but somehow, you know. And that has helped me so much in my life, Madhuban. Really so much in my life. Yeah, you know, life is such. There are some kind of struggle of money, sometimes not getting leave from work, but when we have determined thought, you know, then it happens. You know, I just went one time to Madhuban, and my manager said that, what is it? And I used to give knowledge to him as well. And then he says, okay. He used to give first 2 weeks, and then I says, I want for a month. He says, that's too much. In those days, you know, there was not limit. You can go for a long time. And he says, if I'm going to give to you, then I have to give to others as well. But I was so young, and he can't say no to me. He said, okay. So if we really, really want to go, then some means will, you know, turn up. So there should be that powerful thought. And you listen to Murli every day?
Yes.
Amrit Vela?
Yes.
Oh, so you all are very pakka. Yeah, good.
But I better go around the Vela. 4 o'clock or
Amrit Vela is at 4 o'clock. Baba says after 1 o'clock, but Baba says that, working people. You see, Mama and Baba used to get up around about 2:30 lately.
That's
So,
my time,
yeah,
2:30.
2:30. If 3:30, of course. 4:30, no, 4 o'clock. No, we just have to stick to, if we do little longer, no problem. If I have, during the day I have lightness of the job or, then it's okay. But if I have, really job which takes a lot from me, then just stick with 4 o'clock. I stick with 4 o'clock. Yes, I have sometimes, getting up 3:30, but I make sure that I'm in front of Baba at 4 o'clock. That's the time of actually blessing. Why? Because what used to happen in the beginning of the yajna, Mama and Baba and a few others, they used to get up. So there was no system. And then Baba used to see that, this is not right. So actually Baba created the system. And then he started conducting meditation. And when he was conducting meditation, it was amazing. And this was another thing when Baba left, and there was another Dada, and he was so good. Vishwaratan Dada. He used to conduct for a long period of time in History Hall. Baba used to conduct in History Hall, and then he continued for a long period of time. The way Baba was conducting. When Baba was conducting, he was so up straight on the gadi, no support. And he used to make everybody fly. So he really made that system. And then he said that 4:45 to round about, 6:15, 6:30 will be Murli. That's Baba's time. He formed that time. This is good. You want to take shower, you want to lie down a little bit after that. But by 6:30, we should be at the center.
Yeah, beginning 4:30, I did it, but not enough for me. I feel not enough. That's why I come now, say 2:30, 3 o'clock. It's better, feel better.
Mm.
So then 5 o'clock, take a shower, then get up early.
Mm.
And then after I come over here, center.
Mm.
That's what that feels better, myself all day.
Mm.
Like a good energy.
Of course. You see, that's where we
That's
get.
what feel my good energy.
Yes. How many of you come in the morning?
On Sunday.
Or you come on Sunday? You busy every day? Working?
yeah, I'm working.
What about others?
Yeah, I go to work summertime only, winter
Mhm.
time support.
Okay. You?
I go 3 days only now.
Okay. And you?
Sunday only coming the Tamil Murali only one day. But we
But you understand English very good.
Yeah, I'm not very well.
No.
But we have Chinese class here every Saturday.
Every
evening.
Saturday is a
So
summer
we
class.
join that class.
Saturday evening can class.
It's good to see you because when I was here last time, there was only Lakshmi Ben. Yes, she's been around for a long period of time. And then I know Ranjani came, and then Uma Ben came, and I know them. Because Uma Ben, I have known her for a very long time. Because she spent some time in London. And Ranjani also was in London.
She's come 2014.
Yeah. No, good. And now we have all means of sustenance. I hear that Kuganbai reads Murli to you. And Ranjani still does. Ranjani? She used to in the beginning.
Some Sundays.
Mm-hmm. Uma Ben?
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's good. Brahman means we want sustenance. So, Priya, okay, Priya, yes. New York. Mm. So, good means of sustenance. And then you have mother. So,
It's a foundation.
Now,
why?
most of the time, he's taking the classes for us.
can't go wrong in your life. You have lots of sustenance.
He's a good teacher.
Yeah, very interesting.
Very good
Like,
teacher.
interesting and very understand. Entertaining.
Mother, if you want to be mother, then you have to be.
Yeah, that's a good family. That's why family growing big now.
Yes.
He's Baba.
As the Baba says, you dance the dance of knowledge in front of those who understand. And they have,
Yeah.
if you're good students, then you dance well.
Yeah.
If students are not good, teacher is
So you are very good. That's why he's dancing well. It's very important, no matter who you are, motherhood. It doesn't have to be mothers,
Yeah.
but brothers. Where there is that motherhood feelings, sustaining feelings, family grows. It's very important. Om Shanti. Thank you.
That's a nice class. Beautiful
Thank you.
class.
Thank you. My sharings of daddies. It's very easy to share what you have experienced. Okay, let's have a minute or two silence, yeah?